All right, y'all. We are doing some elves. This is just going to be a playtest. Try to figure some stuff out. Try to make elves do some more stuff. Elves was kind of a breakout deck of LobsterCon. It performed way above expectation, somewhere around a 60% win rate, putting Jens Jaeger into the top 8. Pretty exciting stuff. And eventually he actually fell to Dreadnought, which is a little disappointing, but if you saw that match on coverage, which you can find at twitch.tv/Terrestrial, the mono blue player had some pretty insane draws. So when I think about elves, and I've played, people don't think of me as an elves player, but I am an elvish champion. Okay, I think the deck was really bad. It was struggling against burn, it was struggling against goblins, and it was struggling against replenish, and it was struggling against red green oath. And around last year, this time, those 4 decks were very popular. And I could not imagine going into a room and playing elves and even contemplating the possibility of trying to cooler those decks, like win a bad matchup. Goblins is so difficult, so lopsided. Even if you were doing natural order, super Call the Herd plan, like 4 Call the Herd, 4 Wall Blossoms, it's just really difficult to beat goblins. Sometimes you could take a game off them, get your mana together, get a fast survival, get a fast Masticore. Most of the time you get crushed. Burn, similar kind of vibe. Sometimes you could kind of get through a burn player that was maybe a little inexperienced, like a burn player that doesn't know what to target, doesn't have like a lot of Sulfuric Vortex in their deck. Maybe they don't draw Ball Lightning, which gives you headaches. And maybe you can kind of get your hasty Wellwisher with a bunch of untap effects. Replenish, just Opalescence and Parallax Wave kind of ruin your day. And the sideboard cards like Tranquil Domain are like not that exciting, right? Because once they have Opal Wave, you lose your survival, you lose your entire battlefield. So once you Tranquil Domain them, you're back to reset, and they just have to draw another Replenish. So then you have to like Tranquil Domain, and you have to have Tormod's Crypt. People have tried to combat this by using Wasteland, or more recently Rich Import. Wasteland, last year's tech from Nicholas Mayonnaise, and this year's tech, Rich Import from Jens Jaeger. And I think, I might have spotted a Mayonnaise list that had Rich Import. I wanted to try to approach this deck with fresh eyes, think about how I could shore up the weaknesses, and maybe try to claw back like a little bit of equity in those difficult matchups while still maintaining what makes elves such a great deck. So the first problem that I wanted to solve is elves is like a 30 mana source deck, so the non-mana source cards have to hit really hard, and trimming back mana sources is kind of crucial. Or kind of airy cards, right? So I've slimmed down to just 1 Quirion Ranger because it's just not that exciting to have Quirion Ranger as you play more lands. Like Quirion Ranger is like a mana elf if you're missing your land drop for the turn, and like a double mana elf, of course, if you have something to untap, and a mana multiplier if you have something extremely spicy to untap, like a Priest of Titania or some sort of Kamal animated Gaia's Cradle situation. On the downside, it is a 1/1 that does nothing until those conditions are satisfied. It is the primary way you crush stasis, and so this deck is going to crush stasis at a much lower rate. It is what it is. Nobody plays that deck anyways. Similarly, Wirewood Symbiote is really only exciting to protect your key elves from removal and to use with Multani's Acolyte to produce a sort of engine effect. And once again, if you draw a bunch, it's kind of more exciting to have a bunch of like Wirewood Symbiotes because like, you can only use one each turn. So if you kind of go for these turns that have Deranged Hermit, replay Deranged Hermit, replay Deranged Hermit, then Symbiote's good. And another really important part of Symbiote is that it lets you pick up your boring elves and cycle them through survival to get exciting elves. and you can do this on your turn and your opponent's turn. So there's a lot of sequences that Symbiote kind of enables, but you kind of need survival in play to do it. So if you have survival in play, you get your Symbiote, you enable those lines. Though I could see a world where you want two. I added the Birds of Paradise because I want to support the white splash. And I added Sylvan Safekeeper because I have just been really loving this card in my Bant Survival deck. And I said, hey, why not try it here? It's a lot less important to give Elves Shroud because none of them are like, you know, giant heavy hitters like Exalted Angel. But whatever, why not get a Shrouded up Masticore or something. And try to take away a game, or just like, I don't know, it's a 1 mana card that, like, I think I protect, like, you could be in a situation where you really want to untap with Priest of Titania. So maybe on the survival turn you have 3 mana or 4 mana or something, you get your Titania, you get your Sylvan Safekeeper, then you'll untap, you'll have a safe Titania, and then you can just pop off and do your crazy survival turn. I also added Sylvan Library because we have so many mana sources. I really want to not draw them when I don't want to draw them, and draw them, you know, basically have them in my opening hand and then never again, right? So Sylvan Library helps that happen. And because I have Sylvan Library, that means running Wellwisher all of a sudden becomes really exciting. Sylvan Wellwisher becomes an engine. It's pretty good. The rest is the usual suspects. And there's Armageddon to try to get combo. And then, yeah, I'm supporting the splash with some Birds of Paradise, Birchlore Rangers. So still running tons of mana sources, but hopefully have more things to do with them and be more likely to draw action. The sideboard, I get access to Absolute Law, which maybe is the way to beat Burning Goblins. I don't even think it necessarily is, but you got to try, right? You got to try something. Naturalize, of course, mandatory. Tabby Genesis, pretty reasonable. Second Masticore, could be a Goblin Sharpshooter, could just be another Armageddon, who knows. And of course, force 4 Call a Herd to increase the value and grind in your deck. Elves Resurgence in LobsterCon was super interesting, but I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. At the end of the day, saw it lose to Enchantress, which has upgraded to the Opal Wave plan. Again, I don't really have an answer to Opal Wave. I think you just have to go through it rather than against it. So you have to stop them from ever casting them, or kill them, which is also stopping them from ever casting them. And I just don't like the idea of trying to naturalize my way out of that problem. I'm just going to try to develop my mana and my battlefield faster than they can, and hopefully it all works out. I mean, stopping, killing your opponent before they have 8 mana and spells, I think is like something that can and will happen. So, I actually really enjoy Elves. So this is a deck that I can't build in paper because it's too expensive. But thanks to the fine folks at Daybreak and or the fine folks at Mana Traders, and et cetera, Elves is very accessible. And yeah, so this is going to be a fun one, and we'll see if I can make or break this Elves deck. I guess I forgot to point out that it has some good matchups. It's a good matchup, like reasonable matchup against Dreadnought. I don't think it's like a great matchup. I think it's been overstated, and I think the data overstates it. But great matchup against every other blue deck. All these Parallax Tide decks don't really like playing against Elves. All these Terrageddon decks are horrible against Elves, and everything mid-range, right? Black-white control, the Rock, just random stuff. They have a hard time with Elves. Because it's just like a value deck, and then it's also like a combo deck, right? So I had some test matches yesterday where I just beat HFEB, like a fast combo deck. Like they had the fast combo game 1, game 2, but I was like just literally faster than in games 2 and 3. And plus I have Naturalize for their survival. Like I was fast enough to try Thornscape Battlemage their Hermit Druid, stuff like that. So Gaia's Cradle's broken, and I think if anything I would change here would be like maybe a Birds of Paradise or 2 could become crop rotations, because more and more I'm finding that all the combo lines are actually Cradle lines and less Priest of Titania lines. So I could even see having like one Titania. But what's nice is that if you have the Anger out, Survivaling for Priest is a ritual, and it only kind of works if you have one, or you'd have to use, or like you could have 2 priests and a symbiote, and then you can tap both priests and then pick up 1 priest to untap the priest, play the second priest, and then tap them both again. So that's how you just like make 1,000 mana. So I think the minimum to do that is like 2 priests and a symbiote. So I think that's a fine balance. Plus priest is kind of pseudo card advantage too. And it's like just good scaling. So that's elves, and hopefully elves can do some damage in the freeform tournament practice room. Read the description of the video for links to things, and we'll all jump into some matches. Hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. All right, testing some Llanowar Elves. Gotta believe. Hand's probably a mulligan, but if I believe in my Elves deck ability to play better in hands that don't have survival, then I have to believe in this hand, I think. Okay, hand just got a lot better. We're going to be up against some Bant control situation. Do we have to worry about sweepers? I actually just don't want to play the Sylvan Library in the turn where they just have the obvious counter up, but they also just like snap resolved that Sylvan Safekeeper, so I'm going to do it anyways. Because I want to draw 2 extra next turn and get Wellwisher down, and then kind of just hopefully not get Wrath of Godded. All right. So here is the pivotal spot. Let's just get Priest down, and then we're sort of hedged against Wrath of God. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to get Wellwisher down. I meant to do Wellwisher, and then I could play all the elves, and then I could activate Wellwisher after playing all the elves, so I still get value. But it's okay. I think we're not in horrible shape here. I guess Wellwisher down post Wrath is like not the end of the world, or I can just wait till I have haste. Call the Herd, okay. Smells a lot less like Wrath of God now. Okay. I wish I'd played Wellwisher last turn now, but playing in fear of Wrath of God is real. Got 8 mana. 1 short of rocking this guy. Okay, we'll just relax 1 turn, I think. Yeah, I navigated this wrong, but I have like Wellwisher Sylvan, and I just don't have too much to fear, and I can just take things slow. It seems like they're not running counter spells. Cycle Renewed Faith, Cycle Miscalculation, okay. They are running counter spells, just the kinds that are bad against elves. Just feels like Call to Her decks don't play Wrath of God. Mindstone. Mindstone is a cool card for this kind of deck. I would attack if I was my opponent. And we're not going to get the mountain yet. It's just going to be so easy for us to get the mountain on later turns. I mean, I guess not trivially easy. We only have 2 creatures in hand. I don't know. Guess we'll just get it. We have infinite green mana. I just don't want to like sacrifice it to my Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay. Glad we got it. Well, I guess we're going to Armageddon in a way. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have kept the Armageddon, but the Armageddon is just going to seal the deal here. All right, but let's see if I can win. I have so much mana. So first things first is to cast a Priest of Titania. Then we cast a Morph. Then we make 1,000 mana. And we cast Survival of the Fittest. We pitch this Masticore to get Anger. Pitch this Anger to get Wirewood Symbiote. Cast Wirewood Symbiote. Make some mana. Or no, hold on. We flip this guy. Okay, we count our mana. So we can go like this is 10. So we could pick up and make some more, and then we can get deranged and go for deranged with a ton. Or we can just flip this guy named Elf and then pick him up and name Elf again. And then these guys are monsters. So okay. So pick this guy up so we can pitch him and just get deranged, play deranged, and then we'll just name Squirrel. Guess I should have left one white mana open so I could get in there with Wrath of God. They're gonna fight to survive. I don't know. Maybe I could have named Elf there, but maybe I also like made too much mana because I have this untapped Priest of Titania, which is kind of useless. They could be an Armageddon deck. Or not an Armageddon deck, but a Wrath of God deck. I mean, if they're a Wrath of God deck, I have like Sylvan, and I'm going to pick up this deranged, and I'm just going to like recast, and or I can just pick up the, I don't know what I pick up actually. Probably just pick up the deranged and recast it eventually. I also should have got Squee. I had plenty of mana to get Squee. Let's just pick up whatever and get Squee. Guess I'm not an Elves god yet. Because I had Cradle, Priest. Obviously my priests were making a little bit less mana, but didn't seem to matter. Alright, against Bat Control, I want to be a little bit more mid-rangey. Do I have to worry about humility? It kind of feels like I don't. And they have Call the Herd, so my plinky offense isn't going to be too much of a thing. No, Call the Herd decks don't run humility, right? Just bring in my own calls. I mean, I guess they might have like Exalted Angel is good enough to Swords to Plowshares. I don't need too much explosive elements, it feels like, but it doesn't really matter. Probably could have gotten 2 Hermits that turn. I think that probably was the play. I had enough mana to just get 2 Hermits, or just get 2 Hermits, right? And 2 Hermits is 8 tokens with 3, and it's 24 damage, so that would have won. Okay, you gotta remember to just get 2 Hermits sometimes. Keep things simple, stupid. Trim this Birchlore Rangers. Heck yeah! Living for this hand. Gonna start on Llanowar for good luck. Gotta rock my Llanowar Elves. They're Sylvan. Let's go Priest into my Sylvan. So their disenchant, obviously great there, but just the longer I wait, the worse it gets for me. And probably just start beating down. Or, you know, of course I can draw survival. I have the Cradle available, it's kind of nuts, so. Guess I have to worry about Cursed Totem from their sideboard. It's a good reason to bring in the Naturalize. Because I boarded actually all the killers. Yeah, oops. That's incorrect. Well, these are good. Do I think I'm in threat of Tranquil Domain? Surely not, right? Alright. Each elf doubles my mana here. Huh. I guess I should have gotten planes. Go for Symbiote. Yep. Just vibing. I have casual 8 mana. I think being grindy here is good though. How much is it for Anger Granger? 1-2 for Anger. Granger is 5. So I need 5 remaining after I do this. And then I have no creature to pitch if I do that. So I should just go Anger Granger or Squee Anger Granger. Squee. Oh, I should have. I need the Birchlore because I would just Armageddon this turn. Anger Granger. Granger. Mountain. Let's see, 2 mana. For Acolyte. Acolyte. Oh, Quirion Ranger. Where were you before? Alright. Am I weak to Wrath of God? Yes, but does it matter? Also, no. Pretty good turn 4, if you ask me. Did my opponent miss a land drop? No, I Grangered, so it was my turn 3. Pretty good turn 3, if you ask me. Not a kill. Probably should have been a kill. Because I had Priest on turn 2 and I drew into Survival. But I think I didn't have enough creatures in my hand. If that Armageddon was a creature, then I would have rocked them. Wrath of God 1 time. That's what my opponent's doing. Okay, at least makes things interesting. Oh, Factor Fiction, sure. Those Annulls looking pretty awkward. Don't think my blue-white green deck should play a Null because it's like so unlikely I have blue and a Null on turn 1 or 2 against a deck with only 2 mana enchantments. But, you know, I don't know what the rest of their deck is. But their deck does have all the cards that are my favorite. Krosan Verge, Factor Fiction. Fun stuff. Right, battling with Hiko. Hiko, are you kidding me? Real ones know what I'm talking about. And we have an absolute crusher hand. This hand freaking rules. I cannot get over how disgusting this hand is. This hand I would just like pin up on my locker and turn to my friends in my fictional high school and just be like, yo, check this out. Opponent is bolting the bird. Hopefully I keep drawing green sources. Don't arrest me. Oh, God. Now we have to play we have to do this with Sylvan Library. What the? Just, all my dreams. That's just so sad. I had plans. I had a family. I was gonna do great things. And you just took that from me. Just took it away from me. The nerve of some people. Alright, it's fine. We'll just draw Survival this turn. Actually, that Armageddon is interesting. Masticore? Masticore is pretty good against red-black decks. I have the Squee in hand. Okay. Okay. So let's not get this Masticore dressed away or anything. And let's also not get the Armageddon dressed away. So I just need to remember not to shuffle my deck. Oh, we're playing against Jund. That's a little bit less fun, but also not a big deal. And we'll pay the 4 here now, because I'm going to shuffle away this extra Gaia's Cradle. But I want to keep the Armageddon. And unfortunately, Masticore just dies super hard to terminate. But if it survives 1 turn, the Armageddon is really good. Whatever. Whatever, man. Man, I wasted 2 fetch lands for that. Maybe. Oh, we're back. Alright, what do we do here? Let's go ahead and get cooking. So, cast Survival, pitch Squee, get something. Probably just get a Fyndhorn or a Ranger. So Ranger has haste. So we're going to go Survival, get Squee, and get a Fyndhorn, then get a Ranger, then Armageddon. Then play Cradle. Then do something crazy from there is the plan. But, yeah, I mean, unfortunately the green splash means that they could have something to say about it, which, you know, is sad. And also I could just get, like, triple bolted out of this game. I guess it's not too likely. I guess we can work our way up to Anger Wellwisher in the future. Oh, I guess I should have just got Cradle out. No, because the Cradle doesn't add mana until I put the creature in play, and then with the creature in play, I can't do anything with it. So the only thing is if I took the birds, played the birds, then got a creature in play, but I have to like be mindful of my life total now because I'm at 7. I'm up against a bolt deck, and bad things can happen to me. Little Degaz Caldera. Probably a flashback Call the Herd, so I kind of need the battlefield back. They're just going to terminate, though. Is this a creature? It's just a Sylvan? Oh, these are all things that don't immediately concern me. Okay, so we're going to Sylvan. Just get any creature. Plowshares is actually quite good. We'll just do Plowshares. Yeah, Plowshares is a good tempo. So now we have 2 mana. Let's go ahead and get the Anger now, because it's not a bad time to do it. I know I could start the next turn with Priest, but this turn I can start with an elf, have an elf, and then get my board back. Unfortunately, they're going to draw quite a few cards, and I did just shuffle away my redundant Survival of the Fittest, so maybe I should have gotten something grindier. I don't have the Genesis to get, though. But I could have also just gotten, like, a good guy. But, I mean, they take 3 looks at Naturalize. It's, like, good but not great. I think a 1-turn window, they don't see Naturalize, then I'm off to the races. And they didn't even pay mana. So, oh no, they did pay mana. They did pay life, because I gave them some life. So if this is just like a Call the Herd flashback or a removal spell, obviously I'm in great shape. And it is just a Call the Herd flashback. So this Armageddon is going to be great. It's going to stop them from Naturalize. It's going to be really, really quite the cook. And then, interesting. Okay, so change of plans. We're going to play Hermit, make 5 green mana, get a Birchlore Ranger, and then Armageddon. Oh no, but then we'd be Armageddon our guy. So we should just play Hermit, make 5 green mana, and then just go crazy. Like I've got 5 green mana. I mean, maybe it's okay to just lose my Cradle because, like, who cares? Or we can just do this. Doesn't really matter. All right, Jund, what have you got? Armageddon's you next turn. Just pay for my Deranged and then Armageddon you. Actually, I don't have to pay for my Deranged. I'll just pick it up on your turn, of course. Oh, maybe I should have just done the Anger, gotten the Mountain. I can just do everything. Really doesn't matter from here what happens. Slice and Dice would be devastating. Oh, Terminate. How ineffective you are at doing anything that matters against elves. Anyways, here's a Deranged Hermit, and here's a Armageddon. 3 Terminates. Do I even need to protect my guys from Terminate? Like, I guess I need to protect my guys from Grim Lavamancer. I'll protect my guys from Engineered Plague as well. Probably not Perish, though, because they have Call the Herd. Alright, let's play this card. This card's good. Is Shocking something good? Probably not. Force Mage is not necessary. We're going to trim a little bit on the elves. Safekeeper is fine. I mean, I know Engineered Plague's coming, so I don't really think I have to Armageddon. Like, Armageddon's for combo decks, not for mid-range decks, right? Like, I just beat mid-range decks by drawing more cards than them. I don't have to beat them by destroying all their lands, because there's nothing that they do once they have all their lands play. They actually are, mid-range decks always have, like, no cards in hand. So it's like you Armageddon them, and it's like, okay, well, they are locked out of the game, but it's after they've casted anything else, right? So if you just cast a spell that is worth a card instead of Armageddon them, it's like the same outcome. You really only want Armageddon combo decks where their lands are like combo pieces, like combo enablers type thing. So that's the big idea. I kind of want to fit the second Masticore in just because it rules the battlefield and it's like quite good. Oh, I need the Genesis. That's actually the bigger deal. Okay, trim a Priest. Wellwisher still seems fine. Gets me out of a snag. Because I don't have to play tons of Swords of Plowshares unless I'm worried about Grim Lavamancer specifically. I guess having something for Grim Lavamancer, like Masticore gets Grim Lavamancer, but it's hard to make 6 mana if Grim Lavamancer is in play. Could be a classic cut the Yavimaya Granger, but that seems bad. Interesting. Alright, whatever. Ran out of time. Oh yeah, I mean, I keep this hand even though it sucks. You don't put like a bunch of mana dorks in your deck to just like have a 3 mana dork hand and then just not keep it against like whatever. I would name Survival the Fittest. I guess I want Birds of Paradise to survive, but I also like next turn would rather have Symbiote plus... Well, no, I should play Birds and then play Symbiote, and then I can protect my Llanowar Elves with the Symbiote. I'm never protecting the Birds, so I might as well just play the Birds. Unfortunately, they can therapy my Naturalizes away before I have the ability to use them, which is very rude. There's the Grim, right? They can also therapy my Thornscape. So they can Grim away my only red source, which is Mega Stains. There's the Masticore. Okay, I just have to do the line where I draw Gaea's Cradle, I suppose. This is unfortunate because if the Birds of Paradise was an elf, well, I would need like a Birchlore here. At least Grim can only... I mean, at least Grim takes away the Cabal Therapy, unless they're being precious about it. That is the wrong answer, unless they have another spell. I have the answer in hand. Did I not read Thornscape? Oh man, Sylvan Safekeeper. Right on time. Oh, I guess I should hold up Naturalize, because I would need a float. Mega Whoops. Call the Herd is fine though. Looks like they don't put a lot of cards into their graveyard. This is also fine. I can now double kick my Battlemage. Not that I have time for that. Interesting. I guess I don't block because if I draw a land, it's good. Yeah, I'll get white. It's fine. All right. We have successfully dealt with problem 1, but now the elephant tokens need to be dealt with. But I guess I'll just deal with them using Masticore. Like a protected Masticore. So that's why trading with Sylvan was not like a thing to do. But if I draw Gaea's Cradle, Survival of the Fittest. Yeah, it's got to start with Masticore, unfortunately. Wooded Foothills, probably not it. Have to just try to naturally draw the Squee. Yeah, maybe I should have just like waited a turn to go for the double trigger on Thornscape. I guess I can always naturalize the Furnace if I draw Survival. Well, not anymore. It's fine though. Honestly, it's fine. Like, this Masticore is just gonna take over the game, right? Man, Masticore Safekeeper. This is exactly how we drew it up. I mean, what better way to win a game? It's like if like my opponent's entire offense is Tempting Worms and Elephant tokens, and then they can't Tempting Worm against my awesome survival deck that runs a lot of permanents. Yeah, I think I'll take this racing situation any day. I should be ahead. More elephant tokens, I'll just chump block if it comes down to. Yeah, it's fine. Then I can even tangle with my like 1/1s if I have to. Naturalize. Naturalize is better than Fyndhorn. Now Fyndhorn's a creature, so if I draw a survival after they pop this thing. I can boogie. And yeah, I'm just gonna chump block with an elf and take a elephant token out of play. I think that's like a totally okay play. Farna's doing some work here, but at the end of the day, it just didn't matter. I could have tabbies in my deck if I wanted to. They really printed the most broken card ever. Huh? Now I know how the people in the 1999 or whatever felt like. 1998, is it? Birchlore Rangers, Swords of Plowshares, just in case. Won't be necessary, of course. Could make things quicker, but really just save it for anything that's bigger than a Masticore, which is almost nothing. Ravenous Rats? Aw, man. Is that how you're gonna kill my Masticore? That's so sad. Okay. So far, so good. Getting in with the core. That's hardcore. They are grinding out my Birchlore Rangers. Their second furnace. I could have obviously cradled. Okay, well now I can cradle for the win. Well, I can't because I have to discard cradle next turn. But I guess they could rats me one more time. Rats to defeat Masticore. I can't hate it. I can't hate it. I'm not allowed to. Tempting Worm. I'll decline. Yeah, because 2 pinks doesn't get me anything now. What a shame. Also pretty bold of them to have Tempting Worm against me. But now I can get to Squee one day, which I'm relatively excited about the prospect of. Alright, interesting part of the game here where eventually I'll get a Squee or a Genesis, and that will hopefully stabilize for me. But Genesis now no longer works. Masticore should just let me ping the face. Just deal the last damage. So eventually they'll be able to get attack. They can get around my Masticore, but until then, we're playing draw step against no draw step, which is actually quite funny. Ooh, there you go. That's how you do it. Survival of the Fittest is actually the last card I would name with therapy, because there's sometimes I would cast Survival of the Fittest. But it looks like they're going to pull it over on me. So when I said we crush mid-range, we didn't do it for one game. The Masticore plan did not work. Boo. Now we are at the mercy of the worm. Kind of have to draw Plowshares here. Oh my god, the fear. That's incorrect. You have to try to close the game. Knowing that I have 0 cards, like, what are you scared of? There's like anything that you're scared of, like I can just do to you normally. And I don't have haste from nowhere. I'd have to have survival to make haste. I guess if I drew anger, that's like exactly the only card now, but that wasn't live last turn. But now I can draw exactly anger, which is just kind of funny if you ask me. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna hold it, right? Because we need to, we are pretty sure they have Naturalize, and then we'd want to get some value. Pyroclasm, it's pretty good. Why wouldn't they cast it with, like, why wouldn't they? Oh, they can't animate the treetop village. Oh my god. I'm the dumb one. Of course they can't attack with Tempting Worm. If they animate treetop village, they die. Oh, mistakes were made. That's really funny. They have no green mana. Well, they're holding in a Naturalize, right? But at this point, it just doesn't matter. Everything's gonna die. I needed Root Wallas. Anyways, here's a Birds of Paradise. It's gonna get bolted or terminated, and then game over. Well, we failed the assignment. I don't think that changed anything. Like, maybe there was a turn we could have attacked with the Safekeeper and then done something different. Okay, my opponent's just playing Mono Pyroclasm. Okay, against Mono Pyroclasm, even though Safekeeper is quite good for like the Terminate type stuff, I want to play my beef. And I think Masticore was still fine there, but I also want Orangutan, so because I'm going to blow up these furnaces, so I'm going to do this. And then, yeah, we just have to, like, not die to Pyroclasm. Taking out Birchlore is a little awkward, but I think I'm just going to find my white mana using Granger, and then use my white mana for the rest of the game off the plains. Or Birds of Paradise. And I just want to be a little chunkier and less bad against their hate. Tempting Worm, huh? Kind of brave to have that. I didn't see them play a single Engineered Plague. Yeah, they have Pyroclasm, so they don't have Engineered Plague. Oh, they have Pyroclasm. Oh man, I love discovering things on the fly. The Pyroclasm and Grim Lavamancer, right? So this is just a card. I need to make white mana after all. Okay, all these cards are good. Guess I'll take out a Masticore, even if it does have protection from red. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on no Engineered Plague, and I'm probably not gonna fuss with a Sylvan Library because it just 5 mana to kill it seems bad. Maybe it's good, but I think it's bad. This guy is a 3/2 though. So he trades with that elephant token, in addition to sometimes getting a Phyrexian Furnace. Alright, Wellwisher, you're too pie in the sky. I'm just gonna get swept. And if I can get you on the battlefield and lock them out, then I don't know, it just seems unlikely. Wellwisher Sylvan Dreams. Hiko, are you kidding me? You do Symbiote into nothing. Yeah, not quite. Too many sideboard cards. I drew a bunch of sideboard cards. What gives? Ooh, this is acceptable, but quite nasty. It's like this hand isn't cute. Let's say that. Didn't know this one. It wasn't a cute one. All right, opening on the Windswept Heath. Dress gets a plow. What do we have? Land? Birds of Paradise. Close enough. Ugh, we have to play this with... We're just gonna pass. This has to be a plains. It has to be a plains, I think. Oh, does it have to be a plains? I mean, this bird gets bolted, I'm gonna be so emo. It just like doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just roll one more land and then go bird and then go bird priest in the same turn so that we can get the plains. Treetop. Therapy. This doesn't feel good. It feels like I should be better in this spot. I need my Stampeding Wildebeest and my Wall Blossoms. I don't need any of this nonsense. I did mulligan. Oh, they're therapying the Plowshares. They love their hand against my... They love their Pyroclasm that they're sandbagging here. Alright. This is still a hidden survival, and I can't activate it this turn, so I'm not going to do anything. And I can't play too much stuff to the board, because obviously the moment that I do, I'm going to get Pyroclasm, so... The play is just probably going to be like Birds Pass or Priest of Titania pass. What the heck? Did they play a land this turn? Yeah, they did. Oh, don't yield through the turn, please. No! No! No, 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 no. I just expected that I wasn't going to be able to do anything. Anyways, let's play Absolute Law. So I should have a Squee in my hand, but I yielded through the turn because I just like didn't think whatever. And we have like 3 mana, so let's just go ahead and get Squee. And I should have tapped the whatever last. Whatever. Get Squee, pitch Squee, and get an elf. Or should I get a Genesis? Because what's going to happen? They have to go like Naturalize Pyroclasm. Is there a world where they just go Naturalize Pyroclasm? It's not impossible. I really want mana next turn, though. Can't get around that, I think. Oh boy. Okay, I just need to hold for 1 turn, which I wouldn't have needed to, right? But of course, you know, they just had, like, I was yielded through the turn, Magic Online. This game wouldn't even close. I would have started the turn with Squee. I would have drawn an extra card. No. Ugh. Ugh. Furnace for the Squee. Doing it the hard way, I guess. Tempting Worm again. Okay, I guess that's why I have to hold up the survival activations. Alright, hopefully I draw a creature. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Alright, we take 10. It's fine. God, I should have thought about second Tempting Worm. Oh man, everything went wrong, obviously. I would have won this, come on. Obviously I would have won this if bad things didn't happen to me. Take 10, just like die to double bolt now. Okay, creature 1 time. Okay, we're back at it. Get a Symbiote, get a Deranged. Might not make enough mana to Symbiote, make the mana, return, target this guy, pick up the Fyndhorn Elves, pitch the Fyndhorn Elves, get a Deranged Hermit, get an Anger, get a Deranged Hermit, get an Anger. Oh, if they had Naturalize there, they could have. Okay, well, it's too late now. Well, no, it actually doesn't matter. If they had Naturalized, they should have done it in response to the Wirewood Symbiote. Guess we'll get Genesis. Alright. Hopefully they don't have Naturalized Pyroclasm, which, I don't know. Actually, that's what they have. No, they don't have it. Okay. Okay, we're back in this one, y'all. Duress is rude. But also, I'd rather they draw Duress than other stuff. Okay, we're at 4 life, so we got to Fate double Naturalize, so we have to end this game soon. Which we should be able to do. Gonna be Genesising stuff just to pitch it, I think. Oh, I should Genesis a 1 casting cost elf, because I'm gonna use it as my I'm gonna use it as a ritual as well. 7 mana. Can I win? I don't have Force Mage. I don't have Force Mage, I don't have Wellwisher, and I don't have Haste. And I actually still won't have Haste. So go down to 5. Go down to... So pitch this, go down to 6, go down to 3, up to 4, up to 5, 6. So actually I am fine. So we are going to get Granger, play Granger. Oops. No, it's actually fine. Get Mountain, pick up Granger. Make a Hermit. How much is this? They can block twice, and I get in for 6, 10. So we will relax for 1 more turn. They're just sitting there, just trying to draw Naturalize for my Absolute Law so that they can Pyroclasm and end my day. But I couldn't kill that turn, so... I think like maybe over a 3-turn sequence I could have found the kill, but I feel like I optimized. Like I feel like I optimized. I mean, like, does this not look like it's optimized? Maybe like the Genesis pickup, what meant that I could like save 3 mana and I would have had an out to kill them. Yeah, Pyroclasm, Pyroclasm, turn 8. Absolute law, absolute law, absolute law. Yes. Technology. Wow, that feels good. Have you ever drawn your sideboard card? Have you ever figured out what it feels like to draw your sideboard card? Yeah, Tempting Worm, Pyroclasm, that's the combo. Nice. Okay. Really interesting stuff. Learned a lot. Let's jump into another one. All right. We are rocking the Sylvan opening. Double Sylvan, Sylvan Safekeeper, and Sylvan Library. Important. I should run the Orangutan main deck. famous first words whenever they go Island Portent against Elves. I should just concede. It's not getting better from here. Daze, don't do it. Oh my god, it's a Flood Strand. Thank god. Thank god they're playing something worse than Mono Blue Dreadnought. It's just blue-white Dreadnought. What? Okay, I need a guy's Cradle. I need a guy's Cradle so fast. Alright, it's not going to be a Cradle. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to watch them decide on whether or not they want to daze my Sylvan Safekeeper to get the 1% off chance. Oh boy. Okay, well we just lose to that, huh? Oh, I forgot my deck has Plowshares. Okay. We're slightly more prepared for this than I remember. Let's get rid of the Armageddon. Vigilante's fine. This guy's fine. This guy's actually good for that. For blocking, Wellwisher is superb. Tribal Forcemage is fully unnecessary. One more cut. Safekeeper is not necessary either because the Chain of Vapors are only targeting. I mean, Safekeeper's for Plowshares, but what are they going to Plowshares? My Wellwisher? Sure. You can Plowshares my Wellwisher. We got this guy for Meddling Mage, which is like pretty exciting. Oh, I guess we need Genesis because stuff will get countered. I have to be able to recycle my cards. Which means cut a random 1/1. Deranged, huh? Deranged is still good. They're going to run out of counter spells. Alright, cutting a random Priest. I think having mana is good, but it's like I'm going to be casting spells like sort of one at a time on one turn at a time kind of vibe. Or I could like sort of play around Powder Keg and get rid of some 1-drops and put in some 0-drops. I think I'm just gonna like not let Powder Keg get like 3 elves is the plan. Not that I get to decide whether or not my hand has 3 elves in it. Yeah, I have Swords of Plowshares and Thornscape for Meddling Mage. It's pretty reasonable. All right, y'all. Let's have a Naturalize Plowshares in the opening hand. Okay, Naturalize is good enough. Keep. Turn 1 birds, turn 2 morph. They're on the mold of 6. Good start, good start. Double answer, but no offense. A little sad. But yeah, the morph is going to be the play on too, so I can just beat down. Grey Ogre style. They start with 6. I start with birds. Wastes. Wastes, no Plowshares. Cradle. Cradle morph. Flooded Strand. Meddling Mage. Naming Survival of the Fittest. Sadness ensues. Hopefully I draw a Sylvan Library instead, or Genesis. Oh, Curse Totem, I don't care about that. I just like having it. I just have the tabby for it, so I might as well tabby it right now. Yeah, I mean I have the Plowshares, so I'm like double answer, and tabby adds power to my battlefield. So it feels like a tabby line. All right, 4 power, 4 power, Naturalize on a Plowshare. That's all I need. I'm gonna foil. Thinking about it. Yeah. Foil Gush! Oh. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking. Let's get in there. It just means they have another Gush, but, you know, whatever. We take what we can get. Granger? Yeah, sure. Counterspell. I've got power on the battlefield, my friend. And, of course, this looks like a friggin' Vigilante, so they're going to be pretty surprised by that. Foil Gush. What was Foil Gush about if they were just going to... like they just have combo here? Gush now, okay. Gush now. 4 unknowns. How much protection you got? Nothing. Listen, if they were like me and they had Masticore, they could have just shipped the Masticore. And of course, my Elves deck is so next level that I would have just plowshared it and then gone on with my day, which is why you want to be me and not the other previous level Elves players who aren't as brilliant as your friend Lanny. Appreciate them playing Blue-White Dreadnought though. I'm like I'm the Blue-White Dreadnought guy now. I'm back. I don't support any mono blue. Oh my god, let's just do it. Let's just get in there. You have to counter this and then put it into my graveyard. And then once it's in my graveyard, I get to attack with everything afterwards. Let's go. It's getting plowshared. Sag. It was nice knowing you, Anger, for the 2 milliseconds you were on the battlefield. No! I needed Cabal therapy. I don't know. They've been being hit over and over again by 2/2s. I feel like that Plowshares should have been cast like a few turns ago. But who am I to judge? Maybe they drew it off the gush. They didn't even draw Impulse off the gush, so their hand is like all counter spells, combo pieces. There's Dreadnought. Vision Charm. Guess I'll... What should I do? Should I Plowshares now? They have to Vision Charm it again, but then on their upkeep they get the full untap, so it's better for me to Plowshares in their next upkeep. Plus the Vision Charm makes it so it's just gone for 1 turn, and then they can't even attack with it if they want. And I'm going to put you down to 1 and play Symbiote. Symbiote, I just remembered I can't activate. But then I'm just going to have double Naturalize on your upkeep, and then you'll just be in a bad spot. I think I'll just go Plowshares, double Naturalize. Oh, they're foiling? Okay. So now they can do nothing. I mean, if this was a Vigilante, you'd just be dead. Alright. Valiant effort, but a couple 2/2s getting in. Face down Birchlore Rangers, multiplying the beats by a substantial margin. Substantial margin. Big, beautiful Dreadnoughts. We're gonna have some big, beautiful Dreadnoughts in this country. Other countries, they just have 3/1/1s. Big, beautiful Dreadnoughts for a blue, white, and maybe red America. Should I play another morph? Just like triple morph? The activated abilities of my creatures can't be played. Also, I kind of forgot that I was playing against blue-white, so I shouldn't like worry about Powder Keg. So I should just like amplify the beatdowns by playing some Call of the Herd. That's reasonable. This stays. I guess Anger is like a little narrow because like most of the time I'm not going to need haste, right? Because if I have the survival, I'm just going to kill them. And then Genesis is like... I guess Genesis is good because I can like play Tabby, they stifle it, I block with Tabby, Genesis back, and Regenesis. Like these are all like kind of late game scenarios that are actually quite real. Alright. The 1/1s are kind of fine. Everything's like kind of enabling my mana. Because Quirion Ranger is not super necessary. And... especially if the activated abilities of my creatures can't be played, right? Like, what's Symbiote gonna do? Although the Symbiote Acolyte engine is like pretty real, could become relevant. Yeah, I'm pretty worried. I'm like, Curse Totem's just obviously it's just really annoying. But and I want to pack a little bit more punch, but I've got plenty of other interaction, and I think we'll just submit. So if I just had Naturalize, the Masticore would have been like a little scarier, but I have Naturalize and I have other stuff, so it's not bad. All right, this is a totally reasonable hand that can cast a Swords of Plowshares on turn 2. Dreadnought should just like play Lotus Petal in these matchups and then just mulligan to turn 1 or 2 combo. Meddling Mage, no! God, I have to Plowshares Meddling Mage? Land, please, one time. Cradle. I didn't need it to be that generous. That one time went a little too hard. That one time was a little bit exaggerated here. All right, let's actually get this Sylvan going because we would need to draw more creatures. And survival on the battlefield is pretty nutty. I think Sylvan's better. So I need to draw creatures first. Because if I just don't draw a creature this turn, survival will be like literally the worst card ever. But like Sylvan, and then like survival works as soon as I get the creature, whereas Sylvan needs every turn that I look at Sylvan, my game improves. So now I just have to dodge the Hibernation. Hibernation's like the only scary card for me, and then even then it's not like the scariest, right? Okay, they draw with Portent, but their ability to win is going to start fading quite quickly, I believe. Upkeep, Plowshares. That's sad. Something I can do about it. Alright, I can pick one card. So I can Naturalize is pretty fine. Okay, I can make 4 mana this turn. No, wait, hold on. Undo. Okay. We're gonna cast Survival. And then if it gets annulled, I'm gonna cast Survival. And that's gonna be the plan. Even though having double Naturalize is quite good. Or I can just play Call the Herd. And cast 2 Survivals next turn. Yeah, Call the Herd is the only thing that doesn't get countered, right? So why don't we just top the Survival, pay 4 for the Naturalize, and then we have double Naturalize for the next time we're worried about anything. But we have a clock developed, and this improves our mana. This is like ramping and whatever at the next turn. And then, I mean, unless my opponent's draw is exactly Meddling Mage, I'm not really worried. And then, of course, I can just flashback Call the Herd next turn. Because I still haven't drawn a creature, which is like quite an important detail. There's a creature. Flashback Call the Herd costs 4, so I won't be able to play the Priest. But I want the Priest in my hand for next turn in case I want to like go for multiple spells. Okay, Elephant's coming in. And then the backup Elephant is coming in. Yeah, you can use your counter spells on Call the Herd. I'm a fan. I'm supportive of that. Okay, 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Right. We're going to attack with our Elephant token. We should put Survival in our hand because if they disenchant, then I want the next Survival to already be ready. Let's play Acolyte. Acolyte's got 2 power, which is nice. Little 2 power Andy over here. Yeah, you can Impulse. You can Portent. After that game 1, games 2 and 3, feeling a little bit better. Sylvan Library making a difference. Swords of Plowshares making a difference. Drawing well making a difference. Drawing Gaea's Cradle making a difference. Are we in the top of the range of our draws? Yes, we are. We have one of the best draws that we could have possibly gotten. In the previous game, were we at the top of the range of draws? Pretty medium. We just had like Tabby Naturalize. We have a lot of hate. And if we're at the bottom of the range, we mulligan one time. So is it really that scary of a world to live in? Oh, Plowshares my Elephant? I am okay with you Plowshares my Elephant. I can do this all day. Symbiote. Alright. It's officially time to shuffle away these forests. So, unfortunately, we have to just tap this for 2, right? Nah, we can get our white mana later. No, we don't really want to get our white mana later. Let's just go ahead and play the... let's attack with Acolyte first. So I'm thinking I'm gonna like play Symbiote and just like replay Acolyte. That kind of seems good to me. Seems kind of good, seems kind of fast. And then if I draw a land off the Acolyte, then it's even better because I can hit one of these two. Deranged Hermit. That cooks as well. Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage naming Naturalize is a concern. However, it is not a big concern. Tony's Acolyte. Okay, well, looks like I'm paying Echo on this guy. Library. Well, don't need you. And don't really care if I draw you. Get in. Should block. Oh man, Wirewood Symbiote used to be a banger with combat damage on the stack, didn't it? Alright, so this is probably another null, so why don't I just do this and take a Stifle out of their hand? Checkmate. Need a big hibernation here. Big hibernation. Yeah. We didn't even cast survival. We were too busy doing other stuff to do survival. Survival's just like that beautiful girl who gave you your number and then you like literally just didn't call her because your life is just going so well. You can't even make time in your schedule. I love a good elf. Well, Elves beats Dreadnought. Elves beat midrange. What else I beat? Elves beats control. Let's try to play against goblins, right? But nobody's playing goblins in the practice room. All right. Heckman87 gets the gift of me having to mulligan twice. 3-card hand is quite good though. Is this crazy? Do I want to guarantee that I can cast the Sylvan or the Priest? Let's get rid of the Priest. Then I'm never casting the Acolyte. I'm not really casting the Acolyte in a hurry. Yeah, this is okay. It's okay. We're gonna cast the Sylvan. So, oh, now we're not gonna cast anything. Damn. Getting duressed a lot. Seems unfair. All right, we drew Birds of Paradise, which is not the worst. Caw. Smother my bird, huh? Well, I've got a Fyndhorn Elf. And am I scared of Wasteland? I was like thinking if they play Tempting Worm, it's better if I start the next turn in the Cradle and play, but it actually doesn't make a difference. Once I go Tempting Worm, kill my Fyndhorn Elf. Oh wait, no. Tempting Worm would put my Cradle into play. Never mind. Diabolic Edict. And they really don't want me to cast this Fyndhorn Elf, or this Multani's Acolyte, huh? Just go Duress, removal. You got me. Alright, let's see if this works. Call the Herd. Who told them to put that in their rock decks? Certainly couldn't have been me. Oh yeah, well I got a Wellwisher. So many rock players in freeform practice. I'm trying to see if I can beat red. At least the Call the Herd version doesn't take as long to kill you. But like I'm gonna make it really slow. Because I can go Acolyte, into Deranged Hermit, and then Deranged Hermit. I've got like 1,000 mana, and then I block the elephants forever. And I can gain life with Wellwisher, so it's gonna be a while. Especially if I draw Wirewood Symbiote off the top. Oh, come on! Oh no. Never mind, I'm just dead. I would have taken any other land there. Alright. Guess this works sometimes. I have to mold a 5 and then lose my Sylvan, lose my Smother, and then lose my next 3 elves and only have Cradle as my white source and have my green source be whatever. Yeah, I'm just dead. Like if this was a green source, things would have been ever so slightly different, but not by much. Alright, so they are a student of the blade, so they know that they should have some 4x engineered play against me. And again, I'm just going to remove some of the fringy elves that don't excite me as much and get swept up by Various sweeper type stuff. I'm not going to keep I think I don't have to keep a Thornscape in for just Phyrexian Furnace. It's a very popular card, but I'm going to go ahead and see if a Spare Naturalize does it, or kind of see if it just doesn't matter. Don't need Force Mage or Wellwisher. Some thought to the second Masticore. Put the Priest back in. It's really good to untap with like a lot of mana before you go into your survival turn. You can convert all your creatures into better creatures. Maybe the main should have additional Wirewood Symbiote. Come on. Elves does mulligan a lot. The Sylvans were supposed to prevent that, but evidently they do not. Alright. They've been bolting the bird. Hopefully they don't bolt the bird this time. I mean, they've been bolting everything for what it's worth. They have bolted TF out of all my guys. They haven't been leaving my guys alone. At least this is a serviceable 6 card. I'll take a Cradle now, though. 1 Cradle, please. 1 Cradle, please. Thank you. You know, crop rotation isn't even... it's like card disadvantage. It's not even card disadvantage, because the Cradle that you get is a double, triple, quadruple land, right? So crop rotation is just super free. So you should probably play like 1,000. You should play the maximum. Kind of want to go Fyndhorn, Birchlore. Kind of want to go to Multani. Kind of want to go Sylvan. What am I going to do with all the mana? And am I vulnerable to Engineered Plague if I do that? This is pretty bad against Naturalize. The other is pretty bad against Engineered Plague. I mean, this isn't that bad against Naturalize. It's just like not good. And everything's bad against Engineered Plague. Engineered Plague just kind of gets me. I can't really avoid extending into it unless I face down the Birchlore Ranger. Can't believe I said I was good against mid-range and then this happened. Nice. Got the little duress plug. That part's not nice, but it's okay. Actually, it's like fine, right? So let's go into next turn, and it's the plague turn, so I'm not gonna put 2 elves into play. And like I don't need more elves than this. Okay, that could have been their only land. Diabolic, Cursed Totem. Ugh, that's pretty gross. Okay. Guess I have to naturalize that. Give me a land here. Oh, Cradle's pretty good. So we're gonna go Birchlore. Pay 4. Acolyte's just gonna draw a forest. I have to do the naturalize. Acolyte, draw a card. It draws the forest. Make a green. Pick up that Acolyte. Make a green here. Pick up the Acolyte to untap my Fyndhorn. Replay the Acolyte. Deranged. Okay. Means my next turn will be pretty scary. So hopefully it's not Engineered Plague this turn, but even if it is, I still get a cast Deranged Hermit. I still get 4 squirrels. But I'm digging for like a really thin Naturalize Vigilante from this spot, so then I need my Masticore Call the Herds to start showing up. Smother. Pretty glad it's Smother and not Engineered Plague, that's for sure. Removal is just so bad against elves. It's just like, yeah, maybe I'll have the second symbiote. It's like borderline. The first one has been showing up when I need it, so I guess that's part of it. Ravenous Rats, you got me. That's a very, very mid Ravenous Rats there. That is not That's not one of the good cards. Although it is a good way to fight a Masticore, as we saw. Ooh, another Cradle. Just in case. Oops. No. Well, actually, if we do get the Cradle this turn, we can go crazy. Because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a bunch more for the Call the Herd. What if we just play the Acolyte? Draw the Cradle. Acolyte, draw the birds. Acolyte, draw the birds, play the birds, and then just go crazy the turn after. Oh no, that doesn't make sense. Because, well, actually play the birds is better than play the elf, right? I'm still, oh, I have another mana here. Whoops. Whoops. Now this is definitely overextending into Engineering Plague, but I just think they're neat. I guess I'm extended into Pernicious Deed. Yeah. Yes, I am. Guess I should be worried about that. Yeah. Yeah. Probably shouldn't extend into Pernicious Deed like this. Should leave some Mana Elves back. That would be preferable to dying on the spot. They have like 3 cards in hand. I have like no reason to be in a hurry. I'm gonna bother doing math here. Oh, it's 11. A little bit overkill. Nice. Do they sometimes have Perish? They sometimes have Vendetta targeting this guy? They just have Activate Treetop Village. That is pretty boring and okay with me. They can eat a guy. I do not fear the treetop. I mean, that Snuff Out just did all the damage I needed. And I don't need the Hermit. Where we're going, we don't need Hermit. Still very scared of Pernicious Deed, though. But it's becoming more and more likely seeming that they just don't have it. Alright. We're going to call the Herd. I've called the Herd multiple times. I guess if we had 2 3/3s that turn, like, we should probably just play the Cradle and got the, whatever, because if we had 2 3/3s that turn, it is Pernicious Deed. Dang. No, let's just call the Herd. That doesn't matter. Yeah, Symbiote's in the graveyard. It's definitely the thing that I would want to get if I had a creature right now. Alright, just gonna go Survival. Pitch Vigilante. Get Squee, pitch Squee, get Genesis. Pitch Genesis. Guess I should have grabbed the Cradle, because now I'm just gonna get Masticore. Anger. Pitch Anger. Get Masticore, play Masticore, or just get Deranged. No, I get Masticore. Oh, Masticore would just die though. I don't have to get Masticore. Just get some Multani's Acolyte. Try to draw another creature or something. Kind of doesn't matter. We'll get Deranged. We'll pump the team. Get Deranged. Cast Deranged. One. Send in the guys. You guys can come too. Yeah. That was game 2. Man, these rock games take a long time. Right, so they do have a lot of elephant action, and they just start playing more 1-for-1s and Curse Totems. Oh, Curse Totems means that I need more of this action. Didn't see anything too crazy from their side. Just don't need the anger. Guess we don't need the mountain. Yeah, I don't need the anger, right? Because the only way they kill me is with combat damage. So if I get a giant board, then I just like whatever. I mean, the only thing I guess is like anger is really good against Pernicious Deed, but Like they reset their board if they cast Pernicious Deed. And Swords of Plowshares just does nothing against them. But I have to like Swords of Plowshares, like Withered Wretch if they have it. What do they have there? Just Elven tokens. Elven tokens in Treetop Village. And Swords of Plowshares doesn't really do anything. Means Birchlore doesn't really do anything. Okay, I mean, that seems fine to me. Guess I cut a land so I could bring back in a Mana Dork. Bring back in Quirion Ranger if I'm bringing him back in Armageddon. Something like that. I just have like literal no offense. Like my Masticore just stops their entire offense. Oh, great hand. Alright, we've mulliganed 4 times at least in the match. So if we still win here, just shows you how bad the rock is. This is a classic Handy McAnderson right here. I'm not going to go to 5 though. Let's go to 5, keep hand with Sylvan Library, get it to rest. Just like, not about... What? I was never playing against the rock? I legit wasn't playing against the rock this entire time? How is that even possible? They just have Call to Herd, Treetop Village, Dress, Cabal Therapy, Cursed Totem. They never showed me a Sarcomancy. I'm going to get Negated. I mean, Negator's not good against me. But still, like, what is going on? I went 2 whole games and I just, like, didn't notice they're playing Broccoli Soup. Broccoli plus Suicide equals Broccoli Soup. Dude, freaking Tempting Worm. Ravenous Rats. It's fine. They're not attacking with their 2/2. Got too excited. Guess I don't. No, if I draw. Yeah, if I draw a Cradle, I play it. Instead, I just pass the turn. 5 cards in hand. Can't beat an Engineered Plague right now. Couldn't if I tried. And dress away the Naturalize, that's fine. Alright, well I don't have to worry about Pernicious Deed, that's for sure. Yo, this is just fine for me. This is just fine. You saw my hand. I don't have anything going for me. If I have multiple fetches in play when I draw a Sylvan Library, that's going to be quite strong. Can't beat a Tempting Worm though. Man, I'm just going to lose. I'm just going to lose. No, why? Why do I have Armageddon in my deck? Oh, Squee Bobs, come on. Like, can't even cast Squee Bobs right now. Man, I beat so many decks. I beat so many decks. And the one I end up losing is to Broccoli Soup. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, Squee me, baby. Man, I boarded out all my Plowshares too. Oh, what is this? Oh man, I can't draw anything. Okay, you got me. You play 2 games, you look entirely like the rock. I guess the Ravenous Rats is a tell. I should be like noticing that my opponent has Ravenous Rats. I'm like, oh, Ravenous Rats, that's interesting tech for the rock. It makes your Cabal Therapies better. You know, it's better than Wall Blossoms. Oh boy. Okay, well, at least Broccoli Soup is like a better deck than the rock, right? So it's not like imagine if it was just Deranged Hermit. It was like, oh, you fell into my trap. Yep. Man. Killed me in 7-ish turns. Broccoli Soup. Don't count it out. Good job. I have to rethink everything now. Alright. Match number 5 against Pepe Rockstar. Still haven't played her against a red deck. This is one of those hands that's kind of borderline, but there's like reasonable upside. I might draw a number of things. Why is everyone doing this today? This is so strange. Okay, now I have to play Granger turn 2 and block. Now I have to go Priest into Granger. Priest Granger. I think I go Priest now. So we go Priest Acolyte Granger is like, okay, whatever. I would name, what would I name? Oh, the Druids against Windswept Heath. That's kind of fine. Kind of fine. Thinking about the flashback named Thornscape Battlemage. Really want to draw a red source actually, so I can make my Battlemage extra good. Opponent deep in the tank. About their turn 2 follow up to the Cabal Therapy. Tainted Wood, and it's turned on. That's a world first right here. I'm just getting soup on the sided. Getting freaking broccoli soupoed. Brocco soupoed. Activate only if you control swamp. It's never happened in the history of the game. Get the Priest. I'll just play Wellwisher if you get the Priest. They're just trying to load up so they can play their Tempting Worm, I suppose. Yeah, Priest of Titania is fine, but it's not like a big deal. The Wellwisher is a pretty good play. At least I know I'm playing against Broccoli Soup this time. Flash it back and name Wellwisher. I decided against it. Well, if you're gonna let me cast Wellwisher, I'm gonna cast Wellwisher. I think that has the ability to go the craziest. If they have removal, but not about to fuss around. Go Wellwisher Acolyte. Something that costs 2. Call Herd. Okay. Can't say that's gonna make my life easy, but I can still vibe, still extend the clock, still wish well. Llanowar Elves is totally good. Can play the elf. Play Multanis. Sylvan, not bad. Play around Snuff out here with the Wellwisher activation. Playing around that exactly. Ooh, offering the trade. Don't mind if I do. Well, Tiny 2-for-1 is like, nothing really feels better than that. They're gonna make a play. They know I'm gonna Wellwisher, right? The timing on the Snuff Out was pretty suspect, that's for sure. Still a Multani's Acolyte 2-for-1. Play a Tempting Worm. Dang, just another Call to Herd. What a shame. Armageddon. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3. Let's make Granger for Mountain. Play Sylvan Library. I don't think this Armageddon's really on the menu. There's 2 Call to Herds in their graveyard. Ugh. I think we can beat this. We're gaining 3 life. We're playing Gaea, or playing Elves. I think we can do it. I think we just gotta trust in our deck, trust in the heart of the cards. Like, it's a lot of pressure, but it's not like the craziest amount. I'm gonna take net 2 damage this turn, or something like that. They should have obviously just snuffed out the Wellwisher. Oh, now I'm just taking no damage this turn. Yeah, well, this is not a real game because they just didn't play correctly. Just snuff out the Wellwisher like immediately or after you just do it. Like, this is the only thing that's keeping you from clocking me, right? Oh, they know about the Battlemage. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's good. That's not a bad deal. Okay. Play a little symbiote action. Gain a couple life. Pick up an elf. Play a little Llanowar Elf action. And this is how we are going to do this one. Still not going to get in. I don't think I can. I need my mana as much as they need theirs. Like, maybe I could have navigated my mana better, but it's okay. Just need to get deranged. Yeah, this just wasn't a game if they snuffed the Wellwisher. Wellwisher rules, by the way. This just in. Wonder if MTGO is just lagging out on them or something. I'm about to take 6, but every elf I draw gains like 3 life because I get 3 Wellwisher activations a turn cycle, so yeah. Yeah, you can have the Armageddon. I'd therapy the Llanowar. Rotting Giant. Alright, 4 3/3s. Yeah. They just traded an elephant token for Llanowar Elves in my hand. I can just pay for every elf I see, too. Cradle. Sylvan. Okay, that sucks. I have to take 9. I missed on elves. Darn. I missed on elves for the top 3. How is that even possible? And I can't even chump block this turn. I guess I can pick up the Wellwisher, but I would probably need the Wellwisher to not be summoning sick next turn. It's okay. The only thing is I really wish I could start next turn with an extra life. Because being at 5 is, or 4 is going to be not enough for me to Sylvan. If in case I have in case I have some good stuff, in case I draw like survival, so it has to be like Hermit or Masticore or like Bust. I thought I shuffled that. Plowshares? Is Masticore better than Plowshares? Plowshares, an elephant token, gain 4. Well, Masticore just dies, so Masticore and Plowshares are the same. This is horrible. What? I don't understand why I'm gonna lose. My Sylvan Library failed to deliver the goods. I'm also getting blackmailed. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess I could have played the Masticore, bounced the Wellwisher, and then paid for the Masticore with my Wellwisher. So that would have been better, yeah, because then I would have untapped the Masticore and exactly 6 mana to start my Machine Gun Kelly arc. But instead now I have to play Deranged no matter what. This has been a very sad game of Magic for the elves. Alright, let's reevaluate what's happening here. We need our own Call the Herds. We've decided that Masticore is good, somehow. Armageddon is bad, this is fine. How scared are we of Engineered Plague? We're pretty scared of everything, honestly. We fear the world. They're just got beatdowns and Engineered Plagues, so we have to play all our Naturalize. Tribal Forcemage isn't good. Anger isn't necessary. Granger makes Anger less, or Anger makes Granger less good. We have decided to need Plowshares. Safekeeper is actually fine because of creature removal. Just a little too thin. All these are a little too thin. I kind of need a grind. I kind of need to keep up with what they're doing. And I kind of need them to not draw Engineered Plague at like good points in the game for them, right? It's a lot to ask. Genesis might be too slow. Masticore might be too slow. Masticore is 6 mana. Genesis is fine, it just blocks the 3/3s and cut the mountain. Guess if the Thornscape is never getting in there, then I should do that. And then I should just have Tabby or Tabby for Phyrexian Furnace, Corrosive Totem. In case they're net taking the same list that the other rat did. Let's bring in the Masticore. Can't quit the Masticore. Yeah. It's not the best, it's not the spiciest, flashiest, happiest keep in the world, but it is still a keep. Don't dress me one time, dealer. Come on. Come on. Name him Sylvan Library. Psych yourself out. Well, that's even worse. Maybe they're just holding Naturalize. How unfair would that be? Oh, I'm not supposed to play the birds. I'm supposed to pitch the birds. Oops. My elves noviceness is showing. Now I just get the free naturalize, and I could have gotten a creature. I just got too into my life, you know, and how things were. It seemed like they were like looking up for it. I like how they just confidently ship the tempting worm into my plowshares. They don't think I want to plowshares like anything else they play. A rotting giant or something. Why is everyone's tainted woods just working? That's not how that card's supposed to work. It's supposed to be a colorless land. Alright, well, we didn't come all this way not to Plowshares an elephant token, right? Plowshares the elephant token. Opponent, flashback. Yeah. This is all over for you once I draw a creature. Birds of Paradise. Squizzle for shizzle. Squizzle. Deranged. That's not enough mana. Oh, it is. I mean, I can just take the 3 damage, but this is just safer in case they're like are cooking something, you know. Drinker of Sorrow. Carnophage. They just had this in their hand the whole time. They never had an opportunity to cast it. That's interesting. I don't know what that says. I don't know what that means. I also just don't have to overthink it. Yeah, I'll pay. Yeah, I'll squee. Oh my god. Squee. For deranged. Deranged. And get in, my squirrels. Okay. Got him. Resubmit. Maybe mountain's not bad because oh no, I boarded out the Thornscape. Didn't play any sideboard cards. Alright, don't think about dressing my survival of the fittest. Don't even think about it. I guess my backup play of Call of the Herd is like really good. Nice. Nice. Pass the turn again. Pass the turn again. Oh my god, Rotting Giant with nothing in graveyard. Don't mind if I do. Too bad we have to pitch our only Wirewood Symbiote to start the engine. But I think that's okay. I mean, I should float in case they name Bird. This Rotting Giant can't even come in? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go ahead and pitch the Symbiote to get Squee deranged. Go ahead and pitch Squee to get Bird, and then pitch Squee to get Bird, and then pitch Squee next turn to get Vigilante. 5 mana? No, that doesn't really work. That was pitch. Sylvan Library is pretty tempting, though. Why don't I just like Sylvan Library? Oh, yeah, so I just go Sylvan Library, pitch Squee once. Pitch Squee once to get Vigilante. That's what I do. It's a good play. Good play. Good job, Laney. Came up with a good play. Withered Wretch. Okay. Thanks for playing that pre-combat. So oh well, the Rotting Giant. There was no combat. Alright, my opponent's deck is failing to function, that's for sure. It's not their fault. Well, I mean, it's not like entirely their fault. It's a little bit their fault because they're playing a deck that can fail to function. But my deck has failed to function plenty of times, so who am I to judge? But that Swords to Plowshares was pretty nice, wasn't it? You guys see that right there? Using Swords to Plowshares to deal with a card that smother the bird? Sure. Let's just pitch Squee and I guess grab another bird. Doesn't mean that Elvish Champion would have been bad. They had the smother. That means they really could have fed the giant. So we're going to play a bird and play another bird. And pass. Rotting Giant gets in for the first damage of the game for my opponent. Guess they had Wretch, so that means me not having Battlemage in my deck was like not great, but obviously I can just be like a better mid-range deck, so I guess I could have just completely ignored the Engineered Plague, but this is fine anyways. I get a 2-for-1, and I can just take over the game with Call the Herds to trigger Library, and yeah, I will keep this in case of emergency, and go ahead and call the herd. And I guess I'll pass it over to be extra sneaky. I don't have to destroy the plague right now. I don't have any elves in play. I don't even need elves in play. Oh, I have the Squee though. I should have got my Squee value. Tormod's Crypt. All right. They're just timing everything. Like you have. So if you're playing a graveyard removal spell against elves, you. I mean, I guess it's fine, but this is an example of why it's bad, right? Because the Tormod's Crypt is in play. So now I don't have Orangutan or, whatever to grab out of my deck. But if I did, I would just stop the Crypt before it could stop any of my good stuff. Like going to squeeze in my hand, where it's nice and safe. And like Elves players are going to put the Squee into their hand pretty often, They don't not want to do it. So yeah, now I just have my choice of what I'm going to do. So I'm probably just going to flip this and take out the Engineered Plague. They crypt me. Good for them. So I can't flashback, whatever, but all my elves no longer get -1/-1, and my Squee has been saved. No longer have to be in a just in case of emergency situation with this kind of whatever. Let's play Deranged, make a bunch of squirrels, make a bunch of mana, get another Deranged, so we can just sort of, yep, and that was like the fastest the concede button has ever been pressed against me. My opponent's probably lagging, that's why they were playing so slow, because they hit concede and then I just got like yeeted out of the game. Normally it shows the picture where it says Lanny Nini won the match. All right, let's go one more against No Chill Will. I feel like No Chill Will can show me some red cards. So we lost one match to Broccoli Soup. Come on! Is this how you treat a friend? Is this how you treat a friend? Elves. I guess I'm not the Elvish champion. I guess I'm merely an Elvish. Whoa. Dude, I'm just going to keep this hand. I'm just going to keep this hand in Spike. It's okay. We can do better. All right. All right. This is a good hand. This hand makes mana, draws cards. Man. Okay. We're elves. We plan. This is our plan. This is how we play. I mean, like, Sylvan Library is going to unmulligan me, and then right, I forgot red cards. Right, I forgot red cards. Red cards is why I needed to keep the Plowshares. I didn't remember immediately, and then of course, Sylvan's kind of useless here. So I'm gonna play a Ranger because play Birchlore, because even though this can be a Grey Ogre, this can be a land drop. So what have I done? I knew Will was a red card mage, and I kind of just was like, good, we're gonna be playing against red cards, and then I just didn't keep the hand for red cards. Anyways, hopefully Will puts on a clinic of why Burn beats Elves. And yeah, even though... Well, I kind of want to play Granger, but I'm just going to play Ranger. Because I need Will to continue to chuck burn spells at my elves, which is going to effectively gain life, and every turn I don't play an elf. That's like not good. Volcanic Hammer, that's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. Alright, got to spike a land off the top. A Bird of Paradise. Right, we're going to get the plains. Hopefully our lives improve in the future. But not a high chance if we take 4 damage here. But Will can flood out. These Jackal Pups, of course, have done infinite damage at this point in the game. 3 cards in hand. We've got a Sylvan Library, Yavimaya Granger, and a Dream. Sealing the Birds is still good. You're cutting me off my mana. That's just really excellent. With 1 card in hand, the Sylvan, it's still possible I can play 2 spells next turn, and most of the spells I can play. But of course, you can always just go faced. Play a Granger. Get a Forest Still. Get a Mountain, because the only way I can win this game is if I somehow end up with haste at the end of all this. Actually, don't have that much green though. I'm just gonna take 9 to face. Fire Blast, Seal of Fire, Bolt should do it. Just draw lands. Just draw lands, please. If I had Plowshares that first Jackal Pup, this might have been a game. Oh man, Barbarian Ring does not count as a land. Not exactly the land I was instructing them to draw. Don't just shoot spells in my face like that. Reckless Abandon, okay. How much overkill was this? 2 damage overkill? Don't think I would have gotten out of it if this Sylvan Library was instead anything. Okay, so we want this card, we want these cards, we want this big dumb idiot 4/4. We don't want any of the people who just kind of sit around and do nothing for the team. The 1/1s are good. Forcemage is bad. Deranged Hermit is actually useless. Armageddon is actually the card that I have against burn. I'm like planning on using Armageddon to seal the deal against them. Stop them from drawing burn spells at the top. So Vigilante to stop Sulfuric Vortex. Thornscape hits creatures. Yavimaya is kind of thin, but it does put a blocker into play. Priest isn't very good. Tends to die before it can ever make mana. Safekeeper is interesting, but I mean, Safekeeper could be good in like later turns. And it's also a 1/1 for 1, which is normally fine. It's too borderline. Ranger is too borderline too. Kind of need the rest of these cards. I guess I don't have a lot of elves for Wellwisher, but that's how it goes. And I do more damage to myself with my land, so that's also part of the problem. But yeah, that's a keep for me, dog. You have to keep every hand that has survival, that can cast survival. It's kind of the only way. Keep them busy. Being on the play is obviously good. Probably can't win on the draw, but being on the play is excellent. Keep them busy burning your elves. Get survival down. Get survival cooking. Get Masticore down. Oh, Natural Anger. It's so awkward because I don't want to... I lose so much tempo, but I guess I gain it back because I have Anger. So it's not like the end of the world. Obviously, this just goes super hard if I draw a green source next turn. I'm going to put a Shield Spear in here. Log Conscripts. Okay, this is quite the sly. It is a green source. Anger. What's the play? It's definitely to invest, right? I wish I had more 1G and 1 generic. So we have Fyndhorn, we're going to get Symbiote, and then we're going to use Symbiote to try to cook. Pup. Conscript's in, but life total still quite healthy. So we're still focused on the battle here at field here. We want to keep that going. What conscripts? How many creatures do you have to play to make this card a card? You can just never board out your creatures. That might be okay. Incinerate's just an unplayable card. Sulfuric Vortex is so good. Ball Lightning is good with my conscripts enough. Reckless Abandon I wouldn't play. I could play a bunch of creatures and not play Reckless Abandon. That's like totally fine. Alright, Barbarian Ring. Symbiote. Thinking of Seal of Firing my Fyndhorn Elf. Decide against it. Ooh, play the Symbiote. Play the... Call the Herd. Or play the Multanis. Didn't play a land this turn. Multanis can draw a land, it can draw a creature, but those things are fine. Just Call the Herd might have used my mana better. It's hard to say. I have like nothing to do with my generic mana. This is still a 2-for-1. It's gonna trade with an attack. Well, Seal of Fire is gonna come with the Symbiote, and then I'm just gonna let this die actually, so it's not gonna be a 2-for-1. But it's gonna gain 4 life, which is pretty good. If it completely stalls off the attack, it's really good. Yeah, this was still the right play. Yeah. I mean, this is just like a great sequence for me. Survival. Okay. Oops, all survivals, I guess. I'm still at 17. My opponent's down to 2 resources in hand. Just helped that I was on the play. Being on the draw against this stupid all 2/2s deck is pretty yucky. And Multani's Acolyte really is quite poor in this deck. Every additional green pip that I don't pip really makes Multani's worse. So we do need Deranged, actually, because Deranged in this turns like this are kind of good. It's kind of good. Yeah, trade it for 4 damage. So still get the 2-for-1. Land. Wooded Foothills. It's fine. Call the Herd. Pass. Need blocking to carry the day here. Mark Fanatic. Serve. Trade down to the Elephant. Makes my Flashback Elephant quite strong. But I am at 11, so I do have to start turning the game around. How could I do that? Wellwisher. My Symbiote is dead. So Wellwisher isn't an option. Masticore Hardcast. Yeah, I think Masticore is kind of good enough. Because now they just can't get any creature damage in. I'm at 10, and the rest has to come from non-creature damage. I'm at 8 effective. 8 effective, they have 1 card in hand. They have to kind of draw 2 burn spells, but this is a free 2 damage if I attack with a Masticore this turn. So I'm not out of the woods yet. Monk Fanatic, yeah. I think I made the right play. They're going to take down the core. They're going to extend the game, huh? Interesting. Maybe I should have held that elf. Because it just like dies to the Monk Fanatic. Oh my god. Against 0? Trading 3 for 2? No, they're just faster. I can't attack. I can't expose myself to the free attack here. I gotta have something back to block every turn. Bolt. Get in for 2. Pretty strong now. I have to draw a creature. And if I break out, I'm in not good shape. Not great shape. This is the thing. Survival just takes so much mana. I literally spent all my mana every turn. I haven't even had time to grab Squee. The anger has been less than relevant. Maybe that was my mistake. I should have never gotten green that turn. Yep. Or I shouldn't have gotten mound that turn, maybe. Like, I just unloaded my hand and then... Or I could have, like, done a detour through Squee and put, like, a 1/1 in play instead of my Call the Herd tokens. But my Call the Herds did gain a substantial amount of life. So there is that. Like, my Call the Herds and my Masticore gained me, like, their entire toughness in life, like 10 life. So I can't be too mad. Cradle just in time. Because I'm playing around Wasteland. But yeah, now my life total is like sort of a couple burn spells away. So I do need them to flood or just like have creatures that aren't good. Need something good this turn. Lol. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. This is the problem. This is the problem. Right here. I'm just dead. Okay, well, this is my fault. If I got Squee and just like did a smaller turn and just made sure that I got Squee because of how important it is, things would be different. But now it's just entirely scuffed. Yeah, that was like 3 turns. I just was like trying to max damage and that wasn't the deal. All right, we're gonna battle against A-Game. A-Game's like was a Dreadnought player. So we can just like get a little bit more of seeing if this deck has what it takes to tussle with the naughtiest of them. Okay, now they're a Mountain Lackey player, so this was also one way to see. So I know that the Safekeeper seems like a safe play, but I need to trick them into... like if obviously Gem Paw Mog, I'm in trouble and I just lose, but like Safekeeper, save it, and then block Lackey, I just like lose anyway. So you kind of just have to roll the dice here, right? So it's like if they attack, it's like kind of okay, and then you can untap and like. I guess I would have traded Safekeeper. Oh, it's just another Lackey. Okay, draw something, a 1-drop. Okay, so that means I can make it an Acolyte. Acolyte's not the best because they could just do nothing. But I kind of want to draw 1-drop, so Squee Bobs. So I can't beat a Perish. Nothing in my deck can beat a Perish here. Matron. Sharpshooter. Okay, I'm going to pay. Because... I have a Cradle, and I'm willing to use it. And I can actually beat the Sharpshooter here. Because I got 2 mana, 3 mana. I can almost beat the Sharpshooter here. Yep. I have a Sharpshooter. Matron getting in. I'm not going to let it take away my mana. Elf. Llanowar Elf. Survival of the Fittest. Squee Bob. So Anger, Pitch, get Mountain. I have 1 more, and then I can't do anything. So instead, Symbiote. Symbiote. Play. Foothills, pass. Okay, so the next turn what I can do is I can throw an elf in front of Lackey and then pick it up and then use my lands to protect from the Sharpshooter. So yeah, I'll just do this. War Chief, that's fine. I got the red decks I asked for. I misplayed. I would have won the other one if I got Squee, I think. They just like only had creatures. I gassed out. I was scared of burn spells, but I should have been more scared of creatures because they'd use all their burn spells on my creatures. So it was more likely they were going to draw creatures because they're more in their deck than burn spells. Skirk Prospector. The only thing I couldn't beat in this spot. Well, you can have it all. My Empire of Dirt. Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, I'm gonna lose my battlefield anyways, so like, I'm not shrouding up the whole team. Gonna take 6, and there's just no more actions for me to do. I could have picked up a Goblin, but I just think reducing their board with the Skirk in play is better. I honestly think they just played that wrong. I think they should have the read that I'm not going to sacrifice all my lands to protect my guys, and even if I do, like the during my turn they won't have Shroud anymore. Oh, I should have floated. Shoot. Okay. Just gotta hope that they have nothing left here. But yeah, I should absolutely floated mana so that I could have put another something in my hand. Yeah, Ringleader. Okay. This is I could have tried to get out of this in a better way, but it did not go well. Okay, on the play, some life in me. Some ability to fight back. Go ahead and just play under the assumption that I won't have like a wide board, and 2 mana 1/1s are not good. That Safekeeper was interesting, but ultimately didn't matter, I think. Yeah, Safekeeper coming in sometimes, but not really justifying a spot in the deck, I believe. I think that's my conclusion on Safekeeper. I think it's early enough to call it, or it's obvious enough to call it. I could also just not bother with Sylvan Library. Okay, we'll rock it like this and pray. Glad that a game was playing goblins, so we could test our theory that our deck does something. Wow, what a shame. Okay, got a keepable one. Do we just like bottom the Gaea's Cradle because it's just never gonna make mana? They're on the multi-4. Unfortunate, because this is our game on the play. I mean, we multi-6, so the multi-4 doesn't hurt. If they had multi-4 and win, also that tells us a little bit more about the matchup as well. Guess I could get Cabal Therapied here. Cool. We gotta call the herd. Hey, elephants. It's Lanny. Just landing on the battlefield, wondering if you were going to come through. No pressure, I know you're busy, but kind of interested in seeing if, you and a friend would be down to meet up and battle these goblins. So yeah, give me a call back. My number is 1-800. Legolas. I guess call of the herd is them calling me. It's the call of the herd, not the call to the herd. Heck yeah. I don't even want to reveal that I have such a sweet card, but also they might concede on the spot. Oh, I guess I should have gone call, because... Oh, they're playing black-red, so they can't remove this card anymore. Oh, but they're playing Perish. Whoops. I have to be worried about Perish. Not absolute law. I can't even flashback call the herd if they cast Perish here. But I mean, I guess it's a good thing I didn't play in flashback last turn. Okay, I'm gonna lose to their mole pretty hard here. Unless... I mean, could see things going worse. Yeah, Mountain's fine, because the Battlemage is like a pretty real card. It's gonna be really hard for them to beat an absolute law. They have to do 17 damage like directly. Meanwhile, every creature I draw is obviously superb, so, and has pro red. What the heck? Ugh, man, do I try to kill them? No, they have a War Chief in play. I have to block stupid pile drivers. Oh my god. This is just not fair. Alright, I'm just gonna have a pro-red Masticore. That's my plan. Pro-red Masticore. Or just pro-red Deranged Hermit's probably better. Yeah, I can just one-shot them with the Deranged. So I'll do that. Alright. This is how it starts. Can definitely get overwhelmed here if they just have double pile driver. Oh, Wellwisher. Sorry, Wellwisher. Wish you were anything else. The thing that I get wants to be 2 power, but I don't want to pay Echo next turn. So It doesn't have to be 2 power. It's just going to be Birchlore Rangers. It's fine. Okay, so that's this turn. Next turn is Develop Anger, and then the turn after that is Deranged. Or next turn is Develop Deranged, and then the turn after that is Win. They can port me, though. But I can draw a land. Maybe this should have been a Mana Dork. I can also get Perished again. If I get Perished again, I'm in Trubs. So why don't I just get Battlemage? So that I can deal with haste. And then after that, I'll get Deranged. Can I make 5 power with 4 mana? Man, Wildebeest would be it. So I would have been pick up Squee, pitch Squee, get Anger, pitch Anger, get Wildebeest, and then Wildebeest would have won. If they put together Prospector or Sharpshooter, obviously I'm super freaking dead. Ringleader for value. Siege Gang for value. 2-turn lethal attempt. Have to stop the Siege Gangs, right? Because otherwise I'll be within striking distance, because I'm going to take 9 damage no matter what. No, I don't have to stop the Siege Gangs. They never have enough mana to cast enough Siege Gang stuff to me. And stopping War Chief stops Sharpshooter from making the Siege Gangs double up the amount of damage they do. Okay, let's just draw a land, right? Because we just go... Yeah, we just need to draw a land. Or we just draw Anger naturally. Man, they really needed Fairy Macabre this turn. Well, we had to fight pretty hard against this Mole to Oblivion. But we got there. Wow. Mole to 4. And we win by like 1 turn. Is nothing enough? Gets even harder later. Try not to get perished next time, I guess. Playing the 3 mana 2/2 that doesn't die to perish is like almost the thing that you can think about. But not that long or hard. Alright, we took a game off Goblins. Once again, they mull to 4. If they have 1 more card, they probably win. I have to keep this Rancid hand. Luckily, I don't think they brought in Cabal Therapy, but I just died to a lackey. Thank God it's Fanatic. Alright, let's get something to feed this Fanatic. Actually, let's just not, right? Because after the Absolute Law, it's just better if I have some creatures. So slow, though. I think we're just going to do this to soak up some life total. Pro tip for all you gamers here, you just block, because if they want to trade, they can. So you're just giving up a damage for no reason. Port me, huh? I'm okay with that. I think that's okay if they want to spend all their time doing this. Well, Fetch Land would have played around Port last turn. War Chief is obviously a concern. Matron Sharpshooter is less so. I have the answer to that. Passing the turn. We got the law. We're laying down the law. Goblin's up to 4 mana, but now all our creatures have pro red, and they have no damage on me. So now I have to kill them before they combo kill me. So that means I kind of have to race a little bit or stop this Sharpshooter. 3 generic mana. Forest. Forest is tapped. Ranger is going to be good later. Forest and Forest. We're going to play Call the Herd. And yeah, so the plan here is to not get rocked by Perish. So I have to stop the Sharpshooter. Yeah, I kind of still lose here if they have like Siege Gang Perish, right? Guess that's what the Caller of the Claw is for. War Chief is also quite good. Oh, Hardcast Incinerator. No targets. No targets for Incinerator. Makes sense. Okay. We're going to get in. White. Sure. Cradle's good. So what do? I think we save the flashback. Thornscape, excellent. So we're short. I think we'll go Quirion Ranger and then play a Wooded. And then Thornscape is how we come back from the parish. Or we can just take down the Sharpshooter with the Thornscape Apprentice. I wonder if at some point I really can't play around whatever, but I also can't wait around. And I haven't drawn Survival yet, obviously. War Chief means that we have to fight the War Chief. Tapping the green, it's fine. Plowshares. Okay, so I think I'm just going to Plowshares Sharpshooter first. Get rid of the War Chief. Get that 1 damage in. Go for red. Cradle. Mage down the War Chief. Protection from red, but it's a green creature, so joke's on you. Attack for 6. Really need a symbiote. If they have Perish, they have to cast it this turn. Otherwise, they're just like dead in 2 turns. Can they Perish and tap me off 4? They can't. So if they Perish, the Call of the Herd's always coming back for them. Gang? Question mark? Ringleader, sure. 1 card in hand. War Chief Incinerator, quite reasonable, but no War Chief in play this turn, so that's really good. All right, creature, something, morph creature. Oh, they effed up. Classic Shadow Road Ridge. It is a morph creature. Wow, let's go. How much do I want to attack for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think attacking for 8 is pretty good here. And of course, Quirion Ranger just means that my I've got 2 blockers every turn, so it's pretty good. Yep, we got there. Absolute law, putting in work this league. I think this is the truth. It's better against goblins than it is burn, that's for sure. Huh. All right. Got a little bonus win in. I think I played 7, but played in some interesting decks. So, not mad about it. So, one thing I discovered over the course of playing these matches is that Sylvan Library is not card advantage, it's tempo. Sometimes it's card advantage, but it's mostly tempo. If you pass the turn and you don't cast anything with these, like, with any green deck, really, it's really bad. So Sylvan Library, because of that, it's really good. It keeps you casting spells on your turns. And of course, sometimes you need a land and a spell. So for the low price of 4 life, you can have a land and a spell from the top of your deck. Ole didn't really do his thing. I mean, I protected a Masticore once, and I think I ended up losing that game. So we'll just slide a Wirewood Symbiote back in. Absolute Law, of course, is the sideboard card I would like to play against red. I can see a world in which you get Absolute Law and you get Wellwisher down. It's just a little tough. Maybe you need like Elvish Spirit Guide when you're on the draw against those tough red draws, but I don't know. Hard to say exactly. The fact that opponents have diversified their threats from Engineered Plague to Perish is hard. Absolute Law doesn't stop Perish, and then yeah, you just saw kind of what happens. Goblins can be like, okay, all you guys have protection from red. You have to kill me too. Like, you can't just block. So there's that. Birds of Paradise being pretty good. Sometimes it tapped for the color. Most of the time it didn't, but sometimes it did. I wonder if I should just play 1 and then let it be like a survival target. If I have anger in play, it just basically filters, G into R for when I need it most. But I don't know. I think it's still good to have colored sources, but I could also cut 2 birds and just add 2 Birchlore Rangers. Not the craziest thing. Birchlore Ranger being a 3-mana 2/2 was like actually super reasonable, like and good at times. I had that one turn where I made 1,000 mana and I couldn't turn it into a win, but I like that I turned most of my 1,000 mana turns into a win when it mattered most. But yeah, I think I don't want Kamal, and I barely want Force Mage. Because I think if you just put 2 Hermits in play and you have 24 power and Squirrels, that should do the trick. Because yeah, if you can make that much mana and you have the Cradle cooking, then you just kill them. Swords Plowshare is pretty reasonable here. Sometimes just picking off creatures you're scared of, and it'll pick off your opposing Priest of Titania, Masticore, Goblin Sharpshooter, Goblin War Chief stuff. Like, I don't know. I beat Goblins. It's like a huge deal, y'all. I should have been more excited. I was like excited the other games when I was cooking. I should be more excited that I beat Goblins, because this deck just basically never beats Goblins, and I just beat Goblins. So this is the plan. Beat Goblins using Absolute Law. Sometimes beat Burn. Did I feel like I was missing anything? No. The 4th Sylvan Library, TBH. Or like a Miri's Guile. I think Sylvan Library is just a little bit better. Sylvan's just a little bit better. You have access to so much mana, and you're just going to play a dork on turn 1 every time, right? So the fact that, you can slide in Miri's Guile to go like 2-1, 1-1-1 on turn 2, but you're always going to play a dork on 1. Sylvan Library on 2 is fine. And like, just playing a bunch of 1s is like, there's just so much air. I really want to cut down on the 1/1s for 1, because, they just don't do anything. I was like thinking of Coat of Arms technology, but like, the problem is like, if you have a bunch of 1/1s on the table, you have no cards in hand, so you just draw your Coat of Arms, you play it, but your opponent was sometimes like, I don't know, be able to shave down on your own ones. They have like burn spells, they have some sorts of Plowshares. So Coat of Arms can like punch through blockers, but it's like never going to resolve against the Mishra's Factory decks, like so much mana. And then of course they're just packing Disenchant. So I think having Elvish Champion, Coat of Arms type stuff is not as good as simply playing a more balanced, less 1/1s for 1 strategy. Because yeah, 4 Symbiote, 4 Ranger, that was why like you would just pick up these elf hands and you're like, oh, well, there's like 2 Forest, 5 1/1s for 1, and then like 3 turns later you have no cards in hand, and you have like 3 or 4 1/1s on the battlefield, and your opponent, if they're doing anything, should be able to beat that. So I like this better. I really didn't feel like I was missing things, but it's really hard to know exactly what you're missing. I think the biggest thing was like, oh, they killed my Symbiote, now I don't have a Symbiote to get out of my deck. So Symbiote seems really good, and especially just because I kind of forgot how often you get into combat situations where you're just like, oh, pick up my blocker, get you, or pick up, like, you've got these echo creatures, so you can use your echo creatures a little better. And then obviously untapping is powerful if you're going to play Wellwisher. So that's pretty good, but I don't know. This was a reasonable cook with elves. Lots of broccoli soup and burn. So it's not like undeniable, but yeah, we beat goblins. So we did some of the work that we set out to do, and we did a little tweak on goblins. Nothing too exciting, I have to be honest. Like, I think we were kind of grinding and we had some close spots. For the most part, elves just goes into a lot of matchups really favored, and then you can pick off a couple unfavored ones, and then that's definitely the makings of a good deck. And yeah, I'm kind of futzing around with the band survival thing, but like I can also just make, like, if I make elves like this, I'm pretty much just doing the same thing. Like, with the one exception of just being like, I don't have meddling mage, so I'm going to be like less good against decks that meddling mage is good against. So the big question is, can we maintain all this good elves cook that we got going on, and then we just put meddling mage in? Just play 4 Birchlore Rangers, play 4 Birds of Paradise, trim down on the other things. Who knows? I mean, at that point, Priest of Titania barely makes any mana, and then, you're just a little bit crazy town. But and I thought crop rotation was probably reasonable. It's just like, it's not card disadvantage. Like, the guy's Cradle is a 5-for-1, so yeah, you want crop rotation in your world. So all good things to think about. But yeah, this has been Llanowar Elves, and thanks for watching. You've made it all the way to the end, and I have codes to give out for Magic Online. So if you comment on this video your favorite deck in Premodern and your like some way for me to reach you, I think like Magic Online handle, or like I can DM you on YouTube, or you can DM me on Magic Online or something like that, then I will find a way to reach out to you and send you a code for 120 play points. It's going to be randomly selected from a commenter. Just say, my favorite Premodern deck is this. And I'll have it running from a week from when this video gets published. And yeah, that code is good for like a vintage cube draft, which is a kind of fun. I know there's some crossover there. Or if you play Premodern and you play some other stuff, you know, you can use your play points in that way. So one code to one lucky winner. Tell me your favorite deck in Premodern. Check out Mana Traders. Check out Magic Online. Check out the coffee link in the description. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.